Okay, so I know I'm like extremely late, but since Jackass 4.5 finally came out on Netflix, and it was always my intention to make a review on Jackass Forever, I was just, at that point I was still like trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing and wasn't sure where I was gonna go with this channel. But my intention was to start my YouTube channel with Scream, start off in the new year reviewing Scream. And then, things happen, and then my intention was to do it on Jackass Forever. And of course, that never happened. So I thought it was a perfect time that Jackass 4.5 finally came out to do a review on Jackass Forever and 4.5. I said, why not? Might as well just do a review on both. So here's my review on Jackass Forever and 4.5. Now, one thing that I do think I should mention is that I've always been a big fan of Jackass Forever and, I've always been a big fan of Jackass in general. I grew up watching it with, I had an older brother, so he really just showed me a lot of like older, more mature content that I probably shouldn't have been watching at a young age. But I remember just seeing it with Wild Boys. I think that was my first introduction, and then we met like one of our neighbors. He was a big fan of Jackass, so he showed us, Jackass. He had like a DVD of Jackass #2, and I remember just watching that thing on repeat when I was much younger. So ever since then, I've always been a big fan of the Jackass crew, and I just gotta say I had a blast with Jackass Forever. I think the first thing we were all worried about is, do they still have it? They're a little too old. Are they still gonna produce good content, or in a way are they gonna try to like tame it down because they probably can't take much of the damage that they used to? And to my surprise, which I guess it wasn't really a surprise, if you really paid attention to their social medias, you can see that they pretty much still got it. And it's another Jackass movie, really. Like, if you know what you're getting yourself into, it's nothing new. These guys, they haven't grown up. They're still producing this crazy content for our view, and they're still putting themselves in danger and through so much pain for our amusement, and I loved every second of it. I had a blast watching this movie. I think it was the perfect time to release this movie. At that time, still currently now, there was just so many problems going on with the world, and just a little bit of Jackass really brought us all together as a community and really just made us laugh together in the theaters for all this ridiculous stuff. Now, I gotta say, if you were never a fan of Jackass, nothing's gonna change. It's the same stuff. I think the smart move that they did was bring in some new blood. Of course, they brought in new actors. Well, I don't know about like actors, but like new people to perform these crazy stunts alongside them, and I think that was a smart move. Of course, with all the controversy, the Jackass crew, they did lose Bam. He was one of their first members, and it really sucked not seeing Bam. And obviously, Ryan Dunn passed away a few years ago, so the crew was getting smaller. But I think bringing in new blood was a smart move, and that was also probably the part that I was worried about the most. I was like, ooh, can they keep up with these veterans? They did a really good job. They kept up pretty well. To my surprise, the one that I actually I don't really know any of them. The only one I really did know was Jackass. But Poopies, I think Poopies did a really good job. He reminded me like a younger Dave England, really. He was just really a really nasty guy, kind of like Dave England. He did a really good job. Jackass did a really good job. Jasper was really fun. I really enjoyed seeing his dad, Dark Shark, I think his name was, and it was just like a blast hearing about like his background and all the shit he's been through, just to find out that he's like a coward when it comes to like a lot of these pretty much stunts and whatever. I gotta say, the intro, Jackass always really has like a really entertaining and like dramatic intro, and I think this one, they really just said like we gotta pick it up, and we gotta like, this is our comeback. This is the first time we've seen a Jackass movie in about a decade. We gotta show them something. And it was like this huge dick joke that I think was hilarious. Any problems with it? No, there's no problems with this movie. It's not really, come on, like, it's a Jackass movie. I think you know what you're getting yourself into. It's just a bunch of stunts going back and forth, and it's really meant for us, the crowd, to really just have a good laugh with the Jackass crew. I gotta say, Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, those were always like pretty much the two main, like the two faces of Jackass. they still bring it. You know, they they haven't lost their touch at all. Damn, Danger Aaron, dude, that man put his nuts through hell in this movie. Like, I'm gonna talk spoilers at this point, and it's been out for a few months. That poor guy, man. Like, you see it in the trailer. For those who haven't even seen it, which I don't know why you haven't seen it, go watch it. But Jesus, dude, Danger Aaron, bro, he needs more recognition for what he's done to his balls. I mean, the little pogo stick to the nuts, I think that was probably the most painful thing anybody has ever seen. And the audience, we could barely watch it. I remember I was like squinting. I couldn't even I was looking at it. I wanted to look away, but I couldn't because it was just so bad. You know, it was one of those moments. Props to him. The whole bear thing at the end. Dude, this guy just gets bullied the most. I love Danger Aaron. He deserves more recognition. Dave England cracks me up. Always like the nastiest guy. You know, he's always trying to find somebody's shit. I just love how these people haven't changed at all. Wee Man and Preston Lacey, they're always pretty much like a duo. You know, you got like the small guy and like the really big guy. And I really liked the beginning where he was kind of like dressed as the whatever it was, the little Godzilla, the Dick Godzilla, and everybody thought it was him, so he started shooting at him, and it was like in slow motion. I thought that was hilarious. Wee Man, everybody loves Wee Man. It's just a small little guy, especially that little wedgie thing. That cracked me up, man. Wee Man cracks me up. But anyways, like these stunts, they're very dangerous. I think like it almost seemed like maybe some of the more dangerous stunts they gave to the new crew, and some of the more like disgusting stunts that were like horrible but weren't as painful was given to the old crew. And I think in a way that kind of makes sense. You know, they are older, so they'll do like more disgusting stuff that won't really get them into the hospital as much. Now that doesn't mean that they didn't do anything that wasn't painful. Of course they did stuff that was painful. Even in like Jackass 4.5, there was a lot of painful stunts, so they didn't cower out at all. But it almost seemed like that's what they were going for. Oh man, what more can I say about this movie? Like, besides the fact that I just had a blast. Like, it really just gave me memories of my old childhood. Now, I never did any of the stunts because I wasn't that crazy with my older brother. He always tried to do these crazy stunts. He thought he was a badass, but he would always, of course, like, who hasn't? Like, I've seen plenty of reviews where people have talked about how, you know, they got their friends together, they got their own camera, and they started recording their own ridiculous stunts. That's what my older brother did. I never had the balls to do it myself, but you know, I feel like whoever grew up with Jackass was influenced and considered them their heroes. And you know, I consider the Jackass crew my heroes. Really, I think they're just so much fun to watch. You feel like you're part of the family. You feel like you're in on the joke. It feels like they're opening a door and welcoming you in. Now, Jackass 4.5, I think the stunts were pretty much just as good. Like, there was this sushi one where Jackass, he was like in his bag, and it kind of reminded me of like the old stunt where they had to drink the sweat, and this time they put like sushi all over like the fat that he has. That's nasty, man. That scene kind of made me want to just throw up. That was gross, but it was really fun to watch them eat it, you know. Oh, what was her name? Rachel something. She's the one that really went in for the sushi right away. Nasty stuff, man. That's something I probably wouldn't do. I mean, if I was around the crew, I probably would do it. But still, it's disgusting. Dark Shark, like I said, at the end, especially 4.5, that cracked me up, man. When he had to go up in the plane and go fly and skydiving, and of course they always have a prank to pull. They always pull some shit out their ass, and he was just like ready to die. He was giving up on life, just seeing him fall down in the sky, from the sky, which is a really good time. Really, like, I don't know what more there is to say. You know, I kind of just wanted to give my opinion out, to give you a little background on the fact that I did grow up watching Jackass. I grew up with these people, seeing them old now. It's sad, but at the same time, it's just, I love how they never lost their sense of humor. I really enjoyed this movie. I love this movie. It gave me everything I wanted. I highly recommend anybody who's a Jackass fan. I'm sure you've already seen it by now, but if you haven't, for any reason, go watch it. They still got it. It's awesome. It's just as good as the other ones. I loved it. Now, for my future content, I do plan on, you know, this is kind of embarrassing to say, but I've actually never seen Top Gun. So I do plan on watching Top Gun and doing a review on it before I go see Top Gun Maverick. Now, I wasn't really planning on doing that, but as soon as all the reviews came in for Top Gun Maverick, it really got me excited to watch it. And you know, everybody was talking about how really good it was. And there's something about Tom Cruise who really, you can tell this man just loves making movies. And I think he said he has no intention on like going straight to streaming. That's not how he does things. And I gotta respect the hustle, man. Like, this guy is, I don't know if he's almost like 60 or he's in his 60s, but this man is still killing it with these action movies. And I'm embarrassed to say that I've never seen Top Gun, so I plan on watching that, doing a review on that, then watching Top Gun Maverick and doing a review on that. I did a ranking review for the DCEU villains. It's a pretty long list, so I'm gonna do that eventually. What else? I also wanted to do a Blu-ray collection. You know, show off my entire Blu-ray collection. I think it's fun to do. Like I said, it's another one of those things that I really think is it'd be fun just doing it at the beginning of my channel, and then like maybe, you know, further throughout my channel, just updating it and see how many more Blu-rays I've collected, because of course, you know, I love movies, so I love to collect Blu-rays. And I'm thinking of also probably doing, I just started collecting statues, and I think I've already gotten addicted to it. So I'm thinking maybe right now, because I don't have a lot of statues, but for the ones I do have, again, the same thing as the other reason. I kind of want to see how my statues will look now compared to, you know, later down the road on this channel. But I think I kind of just want to show off some of my statues and really just tell you what I think about them. You know, I'm a huge fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League, so I started collecting some of those, a couple of those. Huge fan of Batman, so I have a couple of those. And then it's just a couple more random ones that I think would be fun to show. But yeah, you know, thanks for watching this review, and hopefully what I've just talked about in the future, for the future, sounds interesting and you want to stick around and watch. But yeah, thanks for watching.